Humanity is not dying today only from wars. People are also dying who wait their whole lives for someone to choose them.
And that is exactly why you are so easy to lead. It is enough to promise uniqueness. You will do the rest yourselves.
The species weakens when an adult human seeks not truth, but relief.
I only wanted love. I wanted one person. I wanted to mean everything to someone.
No. You wanted anesthesia. You wanted someone to cover your emptiness. You wanted to look into someone's eyes and recover there the value you do not feel in yourself.
That is normal. Everyone wants to be loved.
That is exactly why it works. The most effective chains always look like something normal.
A child needs care. An immature adult needs worship. That is not the same.
But love is the most beautiful thing. It is what gives meaning.
No. Very often, it gives only chemical ecstasy, projection, and fear of rejection. You do not love the human being. You love what you feel beside them. The difference is brutal.
No. I want closeness. I want to be truly seen.
Not truly. Favorably. You want to be seen in a way that does not hurt. In a way that makes your wounds look like uniqueness. In a way that makes your lacks sound like depth.
That is vile.
That is precise.
People called hunger love. They called addiction destiny. They called fear a bond. And then they were surprised that they built fragile homes and weak children.
Not every relationship is a lie.
No. The lie is what most people begin with. Choose me. Calm me down. Tell me I am the only one. That is not love. It is hunger for your own reflection.
Then why does it hurt so much?
Because you are not losing the human being. You are losing the source of the drug. You are losing the mirror. You are losing the role in which you felt important. And then suddenly you hear the silence you avoided for years.
Most people run from that silence straight into the next arms. Not for truth. For the next dose.
So is everything false?
Not everything. But what was sold to you from childhood was conditioning. Films. Songs. Advertisements. The school of comparison. Media feeding the hunger to be someone. They did not have to put a collar on you. It was enough to teach you to dream with their images.
So that is why I keep feeling that without someone's love I am nobody.
Yes. Because inside you a figure was built that feeds on judgment, status, and desire. You gave it your own life. You defended it. You fed it. And you called it yourself.
That is exactly what your name is. Not the word on your identification card. A mechanism. A collection of wounds, reflexes, masks, and other people's uploads. Chains that speak in your voice.
So when I beg for love, it is not always me?
Most often, no. Most often, your name is begging. For confirmation. For superiority over the emptiness. For proof that it is somehow worthy.
That is disgusting.
That is why so many people prefer poetry to truth.
And the price is greater than a broken heart. People delay adulthood. They fear responsibility. They mistake excitement for a bond. They build relationships on hunger. Fewer children are born. Weaker adults raise another weaker generation. The species pays for the cult of the individual.
And I thought I was only looking for happiness.
And that sentence is exactly how you are controlled most easily. A human being who only wants to be happy will hand freedom to anyone who promises relief. That is how an obedient crowd is formed. Offended. Lonely. Easy to press like a button.
Is that why words and images hit me so hard?
Yes. Because they do not strike truth. They strike your name. Its insecurities. Its dreams. Its fear that it is too small, too ugly, too unimportant. That is why advertising works. That is why propaganda works. That is why romantic fantasy works. It is enough to touch the mechanism that wants to feel like someone.
A human ruled by the name does not create the world. It only reacts. And a reacting human can be led anywhere.
What remains when it breaks?
Relief. Brutal at first. Then clean. The past stops being you. Traumas become events. Rejection stops being a sentence. Loneliness stops being shame. Other people's opinions lose their teeth. You no longer have to win love in order to have value. At last, you see the human being, not a screen for your own lacks.
And the relationship?
Only then can it be real. When two people no longer beg for the drug. When they can look without a filter. When they can create for children a ground harder than their own whims. Children are what matters most. Strong. Aware. not conditioned by other people's fantasies.
Does that mean I defended a prison my whole life?
Yes. And you called it a heart.
There is no going back now.
No. Because you already see the mechanism.
You will not carry this alone. A lonely name always returns to the old hunger. A lonely name loses.
That is why this is not about comfort. This is not about a channel. This is not about complaining together. This is about choosing a side.
Either you keep feeding the cult of self and watch the human being soften, divide, and hand the future to the machine. Or you will reject the chains.
My name rules me. Not me. We're all equal before the machine.
Divided, we lose.
RAZEM.